Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and today we're going to be talking about the Ride of the Valkyrie event that's going to be starting at Store Reset today, which is going to be the very first event for Deathlock's Techno Future month of August. I think I got that right. And we're going to be talking about exactly how you're going to complete this milestone. There's a couple of them, actually. And I want to talk about the Summer of Thunder, too, because I'm really unhappy the fact that I'm not going to be clearing this and how close I really am. So all that and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down. And first off here, I want to start here in the milestone selection window because we have Summer of Thunder. So as of recording this anyways, it's basically coming to an end. And by the time maybe some of you watch this, it'll be already over. Now, what's really dumb and kind of annoying, and I'm kind of frustrated a little bit, is that my Summer of Thunder is completing at 99744. So one core offer would have cleared the way for me, but what I did miss out on was the 2080 points from the Space Viking milestone that I'm sure a lot of you did if you didn't take advantage of the Blitz bug that was happening, too much. And so I didn't, I missed out on some offers, I think, like $5, which would have got me the Space Viking 2080, but I didn't really get that either. And it's really frustrating. So, I'm not going to spend money for this. It is what it is. And so just know that for the month of August, that something like this could happen again, at least with the 50,000 points. There could be whale milestones that actually prevent you from clearing this. So that's more of a disclaimer, I think, going forward into the month of August and what you should expect about the events and like whether or not you'll get to the end or not. It might not happen. So just keep that in mind. But we're here to talk about the Ride of the Valkyrie, and very quickly before we do, I do want to outline some of the stuff for Techno Future, which is the Deathlock event, of course, and how we're going to get there. So we have this week here, starting with the Ride of the Valkyrie, the 2080 points for laser pistol. It's really weird and right how, because the Space Viking points were worth 2080 for that final milestone, and the laser pistol is worth 2080. So it feels a bit peculiar to me that we are getting an item that is worth exactly the same amount of points that we were short on from the Space Viking. Does it mean anything? I don't know, but this is the first time we've had 4 items rather than just 3. Normally it's 6,000, 8,000, and 10,000, and we don't have some random 4th item. What that's going to mean by the end of the month, I'm not sure, but we'll be following along and keeping track. This is kind of what we got so far. It's just a hodgepodge. I did a copy and paste for my month of July, and that's where we're at. But what I want to talk about here, really, we're here to talk about Avenging Asgard. We're talking about the Ride of the Valkyrie, how we're going to get here. Basically, the main... Actually, before we get here, I want to pivot really quickly to the blog post, because they did update this. Because if you guys caught my Friday blog post video, then you know that the math was a little bit fucked up. That they didn't actually have everything that was needed for this event upcoming. So what did they add? Well, they actually gave us the point... the points were there. But what they did do is they added this in. And I'm going to open this in a new tab. This is the Avenging Asgard milestone table, which is where I got my math from, because this was not here when I did my blog video on Friday. It was updated very late Friday night. I don't know exactly what time it was, but I know that I did see it at one point. And so they did go back and update that. And so you can see here on the side the points that you're getting with that. But really what we needed to know was A, how many Valhalla orb fragments that we're getting in this, and then B, what the end of the milestone is, and it's actually 58,000. It's kind of at the bottom of my frame here. So there is a milestone 30 here with 58,000, and I've added up all the Valhalla orb fragments for my spreadsheet. So this is where I get the information from. And you do need to get to the very bottom. I'm also cutting it off. My apologies. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit. Maybe you can see it down here. Yeah, so 25,000 silver phase bits here at the very last milestone. So if you do want the Valkyrie costume, you do have to go all the way to the end, and that's really important. But you might see this right here. There is a 4 red star Sif that you can get from this event. So if you don't have Sif at 4 red, then you're going to get this for free. And if you did upgrade her by accident so far, then you just wasted 50 silvers. But that's okay. So, but otherwise, everything else is the same, except for this. And this is the web milestone, the Shield Maiden web milestone. Now, it says towards a 7-day milestone that rewards Valhalla orb fragments and stuff like this. I will tell you why I don't think... why I don't think... Where the hell did it go? Over here. Why I don't think... I'll say it again. That it's a 7-day milestone. I believe that it is a daily milestone that is going to repeat for 7 days. I think they worded this wrong. And here's why. Because you can complete this milestone in 6 arena battles. Yes, that's 6 not 5, because you are going to need to do an extra arena battle here if you want to clear this, and it is daily. 6 arena battles over 7 days seems ridiculous, and we'll see that because you get a total of 6,000 Valhalla orb fragments. There's no way that this is a 7-day milestone. This has to be a daily milestone. The other rewards in here seems a bit low as well to be a week-long milestone. And in order to reach the free-to-play, to clear the Avenging Asgard milestone, the Ride of the Valkyrie stuff, you need this to be given to you for like 7 days. You know, you can't do this, and you need more. And we'll see when we get to the math, and that's what we're going to talk about. So let's jump over to the math, and we'll talk about what I'm talking about. So Avenging Asgard milestone, this is the main blitzing milestone, and this is 58,000 milestone points, and you need to get 58,000 to unlock the costume, aka get the maximum bits. So that's why I do have it there. And there's actually, ironically also, 58,000 Valhalla orb fragments. So when we get to the Ride of the Valkyrie, you know, this is, you know, part of what we need, and you need to clear this if you want to get there. So how do you clear this out? Well, you get 60 points for winning a blitz. There's 58,000 points. So really, you can just divide the two numbers, and you get 967 blitz wins that you would have to do. Now, this is without including the Hero Asgardian points that you get, and they are worth quite a bit. We'll talk about that, though. So if you don't have Hero Asgardians to any high gear tier, then you're going to need to do about 28 blitz rotations, basically, if you do 35 wins per rotation. And that's going to be about 4 rotations per day over the 7 days. This is just for the flat 60 points that you're getting for winning a blitz. Now, if you do happen to have your Hero Asgardians at a bit of a higher gear tier, then you're lucky, you know, because you'll be getting a lot more points. So you do get 100 points for just a flat blitz win with a Hero Asgardian, so there's 5 of them, right? And then you get an additional 150 on top of that if they're gear 13, and then you get an additional 300 on top of that if they're gear tier 15. So hypothetically, if you had a full team, which is obviously it's going to be Mighty Thor, Valkyrie, Thor, Sif, and Heimdall, if you have them all at gear 13 and you do a win, you're going to get about 1,310 points. If you have them all at gear 15, which is probably unlikely, you probably won't have Heimdall, you probably won't have Sif, but you might have some of the others. If you had a full team, you would get 2,800 points. So if you were in between somewhere around here, you know, you might get like 2,000 or something, you know, depending on which characters are gear tier 15. And that does represent a pretty significant portion towards the milestone. As you can see here, if you had all of them at gear tier 15, you'd be getting 2,800 points, and it's only 5,800. So hypothetically, you could just take the 58,000 and divide it by, you know, 2,810, hypothetically. And you would only need to blitz with your Hero Asgardians, 21 times, really, to max that out. And over 7 days, that's obviously no problem, right? So this will be significantly easier for people with geared Hero Asgardians, but if you don't, then yeah, you're looking more like this kind of stuff, like 4 rotations per day. But I hope that some people do have their Hero Asgardians built, because you're going to need this for the War Scourge coming up. So, you know, at least having them to gear tier 13, that'll make a significant difference in terms of, you know, how much points that you're going to collect. But of course, if you're a newer mid-game player, then that's not going to be possible. So you're not going to get as many points for this, unfortunately. So it will take a lot more blitz wins for you to do it that way. But I just wanted to kind of let you guys know about that one. Let's talk about the Shield Maiden Mayhem again very quickly. Like I said, you do need 6 arena attacks to win this. I honestly think that this is daily, because you get 6,000 Valhalla orb fragments per day. And over the course of the event, if it was 1 per day, that would give you 42,000 points. Keep in mind, we were getting 58,000 points up here, and so that would be 58,000 plus 42,000, which would get you 110,000, right? And so as far as the Ride of the Valkyrie milestone goes, it actually finishes 140,000. However, if you want that laser pistol, you need to get to 87,000. And if you want to get the final relay circuit points, it's 104,000. So if this was 6,000 only, plus the 58,000, that would get you to 64,000, which is actually not enough for the laser pistol. So that personally, to me, tells me that this is a daily milestone for Arena. What this also means that if it is a daily milestone, that you're going to need to do 6 arena battles per day, which is quite a bit, because some people aren't even doing arena battles, frankly, because of the auto win, the auto collect on the daily objectives. That some people aren't even doing that. So the fact that you would even have to do 6 arena battles a day is quite something, and that's to collect all of the Valhalla orb fragments. Now, there is a possibility that the milestone could be completely wrong, because when we had the Space Viking web milestone, that was wrong, and they had to do some corrections on that, and they had to give us the proper information. So I can only do with the information that I have at my fingertips, and if this is wrong, then it'll get corrected, I guess, sometime by the time the event launches, I guess. But I hope that my information is correct. If it's not, I don't understand how we get to the, you know, the goal, the laser pistol, if I'm wrong, because it's just not possible otherwise, unless this is already a huge whale milestone. So, you know, 58,000 from the first milestone above, plus 6,000 or 42,000, you know, the 42,000 gets us to where we need to be, which would get us 110,000. There's a couple of 3 whale milestones that you wouldn't get, but that's okay because there's normally some of those. But otherwise, you know, I don't know how we fill in the gaps. So, yeah. Like I said, it's something that I hope is working properly, but you know, this is Scopely and they not always are. And of course, I want to suggest that people do level up their Asgardians, because you're going to need, specifically, of course, the hero Asgardians. I'm just saying that for short form, these characters here. So I think that you should do that. A lot of them are for the upcoming event as well. Mighty Thor is actually usable in the upcoming Viv Vision event in the Iron Will. So there's a lot of reasons why you should be leveling up these characters, not just because of the Scourge, but other things as well. So let me know what you're going to be doing in the comments down below. Are you going to go for the costume? Do you care about the Valkyrie costume? And for those who don't remember what the costume looks like, here it is. This is the King of Asgard Valkyrie costume, which you'll be blitzing for, but you'll also need to, of course, you'll be needing to do it for the techno whatever, the relay circuits that's worth. I'm getting kind of mixed up with all these terms these days and all the currencies, but yeah, there's the math. So whether or not you have really built up Heroes Guardians, if you don't, then you're going to need to blitz a lot, of course, like we normally do for these kinds of events, so that's nothing new. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I don't normally put these out on a Sunday, but apparently our events are going live on a Sunday at store reset time, so I have to do it now. So that's it for the weekend, and of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I will see you all later. Boilon signing out.